The moment is here. Today, we are officially doing our build video for the new gaming PC of 2023. Finally got all my parts in. I did a few unboxing review videos for a few of them, including the case and the motherboard. And today I'm going to show you the rest of my parts and put this thing together. Very, very excited. So let's go ahead and get everything laid out, and I'll show you what we're working with. Okay, so here are the rest of the parts I've chosen. Forgive the mess, my room's kind of a wreck with... I'm home for Christmas break and everything's just kind of thrown everywhere, so please forgive me there. But let's go over my parts. So I guess we'll start with my GPU. So I'm actually bringing this forward from my old build. This is the RTX 3060. I'm still in the middle of monitors at the moment. I need to get me a nice 1440p 144 hertz monitor, but I don't have the budget for it currently. But this is basically kind of just future proofing for that, playing 1440p at 144 hertz for the games that I like. This should be fine. I don't see myself upgrading graphics cards for at least I'd say another year and a half. I think this should be totally fine. I'm skipping the 4000 generation from NVIDIA. I'm waiting to see what the next generation is going to bring. Maybe that'll convince me to upgrade, but I don't know. This thing has been perfect for everything I've needed thus far. I went ahead and gave it a good quick clean, so that's going to be my GPU for now. Got some watches I'm adding to my watch collection. I should start a watch channel, like Teddy Baldassar. I love that guy. Anyway, here's my RAM. This is like Corsair Vengeance stuff that I got. It's 32 gigs. I got a good deal, 40 bucks for 32 gigs, and that was like 2 years ago, which was awesome. It's 3200 megahertz, probably CL16? Focus, damn it. Yeah, CL16. So yeah, very, very standard stuff. I haven't noticed any issues. Honestly, the next time I'm upgrading, I'm probably just going to go to like a DDR5 platform or something. But 3200 megahertz RAM should realistically be fine for everything I need. That's for my tripod. Here's my CPU that's going to be going on my new motherboard. This is the i5 12600K. I wanted this processor in particular because I wanted to try out the new hybrid architecture from Intel. So this thing has 6 performance cores, which are hyper-threaded, and then 4 efficiency cores, which are not. So it's a total of 10 cores and 16 threads, yeah, it should be, which is incredible. I got this for, I think it was like $210 or something. Good price. I had to bargain hunt for this thing quite a bit, but I'm really happy at the price that I got it. We really wish I could have got it at like the 190, 180, but man, it took forever to find a deal on eBay, especially around the holidays. But I got it, and it's good. This box is quite thin. You see the CPU there. I'll be showing my unboxing of this on camera. It's such a small, simple thing. I didn't really want to make a dedicated unboxing video for a CPU, but I don't think there's actually a cooler in this box. It's so, look at how thin it is compared to like a RAM stick. I don't think there's a dedicated cooler in here, which is fine because that's my CPU. Now for the cooler, I'm bringing this forward from my last build as well. This is the Deep Cool Gamax 100. I think I've made a video on this particular cooler and how to install it in a build. It should be fine. It's a step up from the stock cooler. To be clear, I want to make this abundantly clear. I am not going to be overclocking this build. I am not a fan of overclocking, and I don't recommend it. I just don't think it's really particularly worth it, especially these days when chips don't have a lot of overclocking headroom themselves. So I don't personally overclock. I ditched the stock fan and went with a nicer Corsair fan to help with that cooling a little bit. I'm also going to be adding a few more Corsair fans to my case. But you know, with some nice thermal paste, I'm sure that this is going to provide all the cooling that I need for that i5, especially because I'm not going to be overclocking the snot out of it at all. So that's my cooler. The case I did a dedicated video of. This is the Corsair 4000D Airflow. Great case. Plenty of airflow in the front. The front is just completely vented. I'm going to be adding a few more Corsair fans, so it's quite the Corsair build, I guess, to really help with making sure that airflow gets through, because we want the CPU and GPU to be well ventilated. Up here's my storage. Now, these came out of my old rig, but I kept the boxes. I have a 500 gig SSD for my boot drive and a terabyte for some storage. I do need to upgrade at some point and get a higher capacity drive for storage, and I do want to keep it at solid state. I could just go buy like a 8 terabyte hard drive for $70, but honestly, I'd really like it if I just saved the money for like a 4 terabyte NVMe drive from like Sabrent. That would be cool for storing like a game library. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also using this hard drive. That just has my YouTube project on it. That came out of my old rig as well. You can see I accidentally spray painted it at one point. That was by accident. But it works fine. Western Digital black. Great drive. Has served me well for a long time, and it will continue to. CPU is going to be going in this motherboard. This is the Asus TUF Z690 board. I did a video on this as well. Great board, a lot of features. I made a mistake in the video. I think I said it only had 3 M.2 slots. It actually has 4. One right here, and then this covers 2. So that's a total of 4, which is pretty dope. I'm pretty sure they all support NVMe. I do know that with some boards, some ports will, or some M.2 slots will only support SATA, but I'm pretty sure this one can do for NVMe. One thing I did not do in that video was go over the I/O on the side of it, so let's take a look at that actually real quick before I put everything together. Alright, so we have our display port, HDMI port, we have a Type-C connector. It says 20 right there, so I'm assuming that's 20 gigabytes a second of data transfer. You can see we have 6 USB Type-A's. That one, the green ones have 10, so I'm assuming that's 10 gigabytes a second of data. 2.5 gig Ethernet. I'm finally making the jump to have higher speed networking on my motherboards, which is pretty sweet. I'm glad that that's built in, and I don't have to buy a separate NIC for that. That's pretty awesome. Another Type-C connector. That's pretty cool. Antennas for Wi-Fi. My motherboard box did not come with antennas, so that's unfortunate, but I didn't plan on using them anyway, so that's fine. I'm sure I could find them on eBay for pretty cheap if I wanted them. And then your headphone, microphone jacks. So, you know, pretty standard stuff. Standard feature set for a motherboard today. And that's most of the parts. The last thing I guess I really should show you is what's going to be powering it. This was another great deal I was very proud of. Got this EVGA 850GQ 80 plus gold certified efficiency rating, which is awesome. I got this for 40 bucks on eBay. Got a very good deal on it. I asked the guy and he said it was not used for mining, so I guess I got to take his word for it, but it is EVGA, so I'm not too terribly worried. I'm actually planning on doing a video at some point on if you should buy a mining power supply or not, because I think it's an interesting question that kind of comes down to the quality of the power supply versus, you know, how it was used and everything like that, and how cheap you can get it for. So I think it's an interesting concept. I'm thinking of making a video on that. Let me know what you guys think. But he said it was not mined with, so I got to take his word for it. But for the 3060 and the 12600K, this is going to be plenty of juice. My old Seasonic 620 watt probably could have worked. The only thing is it's not modular, and honestly guys, I kind of wanted to make the upgrade to a modular unit. It's just a quality of life thing. It's not really like a performance thing, but having the modular power supply, you can see it's there with all the cables. It's just a really good, you know, quality of life feature that I wanted to have. I thought it was about time. The non-modular Seasonic I had, it just got tiring trying to stuff those cables somewhere, and Honestly, I'm just glad that I can only use the cables that are necessary. No unnecessary Molex or SATA cables, and I can keep things nice and a little bit cleaner in the back. So that's gonna be great. But yeah, 40 bucks. I'm glad that I got this. Oh, right. It's plenty of juice for the 3060 and the 12600K. However, the reason why I went ahead and invested in it now for $40 is that it's going to provide me some room to upgrade in the future. Now, I'm probably not going to be running a 4090 off of this, but if I wanted to upgrade to another mid-range GPU in the future, whether I go NVIDIA or AMD or whatever, I should be able to with 850. It's a pretty good step up from what I had before. 230 watts more than my last power supply. So I think that should provide me a pretty good, some good headroom. Hopefully they make GPUs more efficient. But yeah, so I am going to, without further ado, get to the montage where I put everything together. I'm very excited. I'm not going to be commentating it. I'll just put it to some music. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the build. And there we have it, guys. A black and white current gen slash maybe slightly last gen gaming PC. We got our 12600K and our RTX 3060. I am really excited. This case was actually fantastic to build in. Everything's modular. It had plenty of room. Everything's just, it's really great. I love that these are actual like thumb screws used for the PCI Express brackets. So you don't have to use like, you don't have to use a screwdriver. I ended up using one, but it's fine. I was able to make enough room in the back here. I did make enough space for the hard drive cage. It actually lets you, if you have an extended power supply like mine, you can move it like about 1.5 inches to the left to make room for all these cables back here. I mean, guys, this case was fantastic to build in. The motherboard was fantastic because it has the tool, well, it's covered by the GPU, but it has those toolless mechanisms for putting in your SSDs. Honestly, it was great. So I'm going to get this closed up, and let's get this thing powered on and see how it does. And there we go. Got a power on. Can I get to the BIOS here? Okay, we are detecting our 12600K. We're at 4500 megahertz. Okay, it does detect both of our drives. Let's see. New CPU installed. Enter setup to configure your system. Press F1 run setup. Oh, guys, it looks good. It looks so good. All right, so unfortunately my fans are 3 pins, so I can't control them right here. The one thing I want to do is right here, what you'll see is my 32 gigs of RAM is running at default speed, which is 2133. We do have XMP on here, so we should be able to do the native 3200 megahertz that this is rated for. My 500 gig is set as the boot priority, which is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find where to do the settings here. I think it's going to be under advanced mode. That was actually pretty easy. Under AI Tweaker in the tough BIOS, you see DRAM frequency, and you can just come and select what you want. So I want to do the 3200 since that's what this is for. Okay, that's all I really wanted to do. So I think with that, I should be good. I believe it is set to basically just take normal CPU frequencies, and it's just going to automatically take the frequency that it needs. It's going to boost up by itself. I'm not going to add any manual overclocking. I'm just going to let it do what it needs to do. So I'm going to save these changes and reset. And let's see if we can get into Windows. And here we are, guys. It works. It just works. I got into Windows successfully. It's detecting all 32 gigs of my RAM. And most importantly, down here, you're seeing it is picking up 3200 megahertz, so we are running at full speed on here. That's awesome. So there you go. That is the gaming PC, guys. That is my upgrade for 2023. This is what I'm going to be rocking. Let's see if we can. I just actually want to detect the CPU. CPU. There we go. Down here, let's see. Base speed 3.7. That is correct. Cores 10. Logical cores, or threads in this case, 16. That is correct. 12th gen Intel i5 2600K. We're cruising. We are cruising. So that's going to do it, guys, for this video. That is me upgrading my gaming PC. I think it's a lot more ready to tackle modern games than the last one was. The last one was kind of a stopgap. Sold those parts, got some new ones, and I don't think it looks too bad. Let me know what you think. Are you upgrading your gaming PC this year? Make sure to leave a comment and discuss. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Let me know what you think. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great 2023. I can't wait to be making some more content for y'all. And we'll see you next time.